podcast. This is episode 840. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in Southwest Florida at the beach. How gorgeous is the calm water here at the beach this morning. So the angle of the camera might be a little weird today, and if you notice it, let me know, because I'm not sure how close I am to accurate, but my tripod is two pieces. There's the tripod and then the iPhone or the phone mount that screws onto the top of the tripod. And I was so proud of myself that I remembered to unpack my tripod to bring it to the beach because I took it on the trip and I forgot the mount. So I've made a very weird setup here this morning, and I'm gonna have to show you. It includes Dolly and a beach chair and my water jug to try to balance my phone up because I don't have a tripod this morning. Anyway, it's pretty funny. If you're joining me live, please say hello. I see Lisa's here. Good morning, Grace. Hi, Edna. I think I saw Lily, Geraldine, Lorraine. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Luna. Yeah, I thought that I was going to go live from the studio, and it didn't work out that way, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. There's bugs everywhere here this morning. Hi, Debbie and Kat and Sharon. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me live. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. Hi, Thea and Donna, Althea, Misty, Lily, good morning. Hi, Joe, good morning. Now, I have heard that the red tide is very strong here right now, so I don't know if that's why there's all these flies. It could be a bunch of dead fish. My eyes are not burning yet, and I'm not coughing yet, so I guess it's not going to bother me today. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, I've missed you guys too. It has been a whirlwind of a week. So I also told you my schedule incorrectly, but not because I wasn't accurate when I said it. So those of you that don't know, I flew to Indiana last week to tape season 12 or film season 12 of Knit and Crochet Now TV show. Very exciting. And I was scheduled to leave on Tuesday, tape 6 episodes of mine on Wednesday, and then fly back Thursday. And Monday night, when I zipped up my suitcase and I had all 6 outfits packed up and ready to go, and all my step outs packed up and ready to go, I got a phone call from the producer that said, "We need you to stay an extra day and tape 3 more episodes." And I was like, good thing you called me now. So I unzipped my suitcase, threw in 3 more outfits, and this was there's more to it than that, but anyway, I threw in 3 more shirts. I only had the 1 pair of pants that I bought, so none of my other pants fit me, which was kind of a wake-up call for me. I'm going to start trying to lose weight again, I think. If you can't, so anyway, so I go to call the airline to change my airline. They're like, "You've already checked into your departure flight. We can't do anything to your reservation until 4 hours after you land." So I had to fly there knowing that I didn't have a return ticket yet. Get there, rented a car for the first time in my life, which for some reason was stressful to me, the idea of renting a car. It wasn't, it was super easy. And so I rented a car, used my GPS, drove through beautiful farm country with lush greenery and beautiful farms, beautiful farm buildings, beautiful farm houses. I thoroughly enjoyed the drive and got there. What happened then? I don't remember. Anyway, it was a whirlwind trip, super, super busy, starting my days at 5 a.m., ending my days at 8 p.m., just super busy, lots of fun, lots of wonderful people, different people than I normally work with because we normally film in Cincinnati. So instead not Cincinnati, Cleveland. And so this time we filmed in Bern, Indiana, so it was a different crew. Some people were the same, but not everybody. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Met lots of wonderful people, including people that lived in the town. The people that ran the hotel were super nice. So I got to talk to lots of nice people along the trip. Super busy, but everything went really well. It was lots of fun, and I did try, even though I couldn't go live because I was so busy, I did try to share photos with you along the way. So whether you found them here on YouTube or maybe on Facebook or Instagram, I tried to share photos along the way. So hopefully you got to see a little bit of the behind the scenes. And what else? Yeah, so then on my way home, I landed around 8 o'clock Friday night and got a phone call right away that my mom was in the hospital with a possible blood clot in her leg. Then within a few minutes determined that it was a false alarm, so she got sent home Friday night. Then Saturday, so a few hours later, one of my best friend's daughter was in a near fatal car accident Friday night, and I didn't find out till Saturday morning, but then didn't hear from her all day, so I didn't know how bad it was. The car was totaled, and as far as I knew, my friend's daughter was unconscious at the hospital. She's 17 years old, 16 years old. So that was scary. And then waiting those hours to find out. And then another close friend of mine had another very serious medical problem with someone in her family. So there was a lot of medical drama when I got home too. And turns out everybody's going to be fine. My mom is not having any issues, and my friend's daughter is going to make a full recovery. She's just going to be really sore for a while. She had lots of glass in her face that had to get picked out, severely sprained ankle, severely bruised from head to toe, but she's going to be fine. But between a whirlwind of a trip and coming home to all of that really serious news, even though everything turned out fine, it was a lot for me, and it was kind of a puddle all weekend. You know, when you just sit there and go, I just can't do anything. So I ended up reading all weekend. And I was rereading a book that I really like called Eat, Pray, Love. I think I talked about the movie a couple weeks ago. Well, I enjoyed the movie so much on repeat that I thought, you know what, I bet you would enjoy the book again as well. And I got to tell you, I'm getting so much out of it. I've been doing a lot of meditating this weekend, and I don't know if it's working yet, but I'm here today. So yeah, not knowing was horrible, Judy. It was just absolutely horrible not knowing and feeling so helpless. Like my mom drove herself to the emergency room because I wasn't here, and my friend not being able to answer her phone. I'm guessing her phone died while she was overnight in the hospital. It was so overwhelming, and to already be exhausted from traveling during COVID and wearing masks all day and having to drive around to find COVID tests. I mean, it was a lot. And I don't mean to sound like a baby or whine, because all of it ended up being great. But, you know, a human being runs out of energy sometimes. And so this weekend, I tried to really pay attention to that. And instead of rushing right out and going right back to work, I just said, you know what, you're a human being, and I think you've had your limit. So, so I read all weekend instead. And pet kitties. My kitties were so happy to see me come home. Yes, Faye, I feel like I have had a bit of a spiritual awakening, and this book is it's doing so much for me right now, and I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, how beautiful is the beach here this morning? Cindy just finished one of my shawls this weekend. Yay! That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, everything's going to get back to normal. Of course it will, Debbie. No, I did work one time over the weekend. I did get all shipments out. So everything is shipped. That everybody that placed orders while I was out of town, your orders have shipped. You should have received emails that your orders have shipped. So that's all good news. And because the post office wasn't open yesterday, they'll actually go to the post office this morning after the podcast when it opens. But everything got shipped. So that's very exciting. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Debbie. Hi, G. Good morning. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, there's flies all over the place. I'm guessing it has to do with the fact that red tide is strong right now. I read an article over the weekend that red tide is spiking again. So we'll see. So some of the side effects for human beings would be stinging, burning eyes, sneezing, and respiratory issues, so I'm not feeling anything, so that's good. But also the really more serious problem with it is that it kills the wildlife and the marine life. So I don't see too much going on here though, so that's good. Oh, so you want to see my crazy setup for for the tripod today? I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see. So see what I've got here? I've got Dolly, and then I put a chair over the top to make a table, and then I put my water bottle there so that so that it'll prop up the phone. Isn't that funny? When life gives you lemons, what do? We make delicious lemonade, right? Oh, that reminds me. I saw someone post on Facebook over the weekend that they made lemonade scented with lilacs. So I know some of you live in a Midwest, and maybe lilacs are out now. Does anybody have lilacs blooming by you yet? I didn't see any in Indiana. Otherwise, I would have definitely stopped to smell them. But if you have lilacs in your area, I read over the weekend that you can cut them from the bush, rinse them in water a little bit. No, I've heard of lavender too, but no, lilacs. And you can put a piece of lilac in the lemonade and let it sit there for a couple of hours, and you can have lilac scented lemonade. That sounds so amazing to me. Like, now I just think I want to do it with any flower. I have heard of lavender before, and I have done it actually, and it was wonderful. I've actually made lavender scented simple syrup and put that in lemonade before, but I would really like to know how the lilac turns out. So if anybody is interested in that, maybe that's a fun idea for you. Not quite blooming yet. Okay. Yes, Debbie, isn't that great that I figured out a solution? Because once I got to the beach this morning and realized I only had one half of my tripod with me, even though I had given myself a pat on the back when I left, I'm like, ooh, you remembered to unpack your tripod. And then I get here and go, no, you didn't. You unpacked half of it. Anyway, I love the fact that I went through my car, MacGyver style, and said, okay, what can I put together to make this stand up? And between the Dolly the cart and a beach chair and my water jug, we made it work. So while I was flying, I did bring some projects to work on. I didn't work on anything in my room because I had to work on other stuff for the TV show while I was there, but I did bring some projects to work on the flights. And so in this bag, I'm working on a headscarf. So it's going to end up being, I'm doing it in 2 colors of Be So Fine Tidbits. Let's see if I can open this up. Can you see a little bit of it? Can you kind of see the design? It's black and one of the variated colors. And so I'm making a square headscarf. The ones that I've seen luxury brands making in silk, they are doing 35-inch squares. I don't know if 35 inches is going to be right. I feel like that might be a little on the big side. So I am going to try it on as I go and see how I feel about it, but definitely have a ways to go on that one. And then in this bag, I have a top-down pullover that I'm working in Be So Baby yarn in color Tutu. And what's interesting is that I've used my double mesh zip bag in different ways as I've been making it. So, when you start, you have more balls of yarn than you have project. So I've been using the back side here for all of the yarn, and then the front zip here for the project. And now that my project is getting bigger and I have less balls as I'm going to end up swapping the big zip side with the little zip side, meaning I'm going to take, now that my project is bigger than the remaining balls that are left. Don't know if you can you see them? Okay, so, and I've got glasses in there. So now what I'm going to do is move those balls to the front pouch, since they are the smaller item, or at least get some of them up there. Let's see how many we can fit up there. Sorry it's off camera, but with this angle with Dolly and stuff, I'm having a little trouble with that. with showing on camera. So I moved the balls to the front smaller zip now because I want to use the bigger zip for the top. And you probably would like to see the top, so I'll give you a little sneak peek of that too. It's not long enough yet, obviously, but I've made it past the, I went from yoke to separating body and sleeves, and now I'm on the body, and I'm debating whether I make it a top or a sundress. I'm probably going to make it a sundress, and then may or may not add sleeves to it. It's in a really pretty mini pineapple pattern that I like to call a strawberry pattern. I think of it as strawberries, not pineapples, because it's the miniature pineapple, but super cute. And isn't the color beautiful? This is color Tutu in Be So Baby yarn. It's a very, very, very pale peach. So there is color peach also, which is a pretty color as well. And this is color Tutu, which is a very soft peach. I think it's gonna look so pretty. Yes, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you want. It's a berry stitch. I know it's called a pineapple stitch, but to me, it always reminds me of berries. So yeah, so there's our little bit of progress, and I did that while flying. Super fun. Don't see my hook. But I think I'm using the same hook on both, so maybe I've been sharing them. I don't know. I'm still not I'm not fully unpacked yet. Like I said, there was just so much going on when I got home that I really haven't gotten to everything yet. So, but that's where I'm at with all of those things. And did you notice they both fit in the canvas bag? I thought that was interesting too. I mean, that's a pretty big project, the top with all that yarn, and I'm still able to fit 2 projects in the eco-friendly drawstring bag. So pretty cool. And I brought one of my notebooks with me because I always like to write while I'm traveling too. You never know when inspiration strikes, or you get ideas, or you just want to write your thoughts down. So I always like having a notebook with me as well. Does anybody have any questions? What did you guys do all week? Hopefully everybody was crafty. Hopefully everybody was making stuff. I'm going to get back into the video studio this week and work on some more tutorial videos. I know the list is very long, and because of working on all the step outs, I just couldn't keep up on videos while I was gone. Thanks, Edna. Or before I left even. Sancho's been painting shelves for a sunroom. Nice. Joe was working. Lisa finished the Summer Love vest. Wonderful. That's great. Now you can wear it and enjoy it. That's awesome. And find a new project. Someone finished a skull doily. Hi, Judy. Thanks for sharing links. Someone's taking care of her husband. That's great. Things scroll really fast sometimes. Oh, thanks, Donna. Donna's asking everybody to give a thumbs up. Sure, yeah, if you enjoy the show, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Oh, and then we did announce the winner for the contest last week. So some lucky winner is receiving 5 of the full set of 5 bags. So that was exciting. I couldn't believe how many people participated. I think we had well over 200 people enter the contest. Did I share a cooking video? I did. I think I did a cooking video last week. I think I did one of my HelloFresh meals before I went out of town. The winner's not contacted Judy yet, so we're not going to say her name, because it would be best if we find out that she contacts, because if she doesn't contact Judy, then we'll pick another winner. Oh, good. Cindy's been practicing knitting. Wonderful. Purling is getting easier. That's great. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, I forgot to tell you, when I got to the studio the day before I started taping, so I got there, I went to the studio when I landed on my first travel day, and everybody liked my braids so much that they said I could wear braids on set, so I ended up wearing my hair in braids for the entire season. So in the all 9 episodes that I'll be on in season 12 of Knit and Crochet Now, my hair is in braids, and I'm so excited about that. And I did do the side part. I think there was a little bit of a softer look than if I'd have done the middle part. The trip was great, Donna. Thank you. Yep, all the outfits worked out too. Thank you. I did have to wear the one pair of pants both taping days because by the time I found out I had to stay an extra day, there was no time to go buy another pair of pants on Amazon. And as I found out literally hours before I had to leave for the airport. So I was only able to, and none of my other pants fit right now, unfortunately, other than leggings. So I was only able to bring the one pair of pants, but I brought plenty more brought plenty more tops, and they liked all of my Amazon tops, so that was great. I ended up bringing some of my Lucky brand tops that I buy used on eBay. They loved all of those. In fact, one of the producers asked if she could keep one of the tops, and so it was really cool because the top that she fell in love with was the one that I bought for $10 on eBay that I ended up wearing for the cover shot of 24 Crochet Hats book. And I thought to myself, this top, someone else bought it at Lucky brand store and loved it, shared it with me. I bought it used. I wore it for the cover of one of my books, and I wore it on the set of a TV show, and now the producer wants it as well. And it just kind of reminded me of that story of the what's that movie or book about the traveling pants? You guys remember that one where a pair of pants goes to several people? Well, I thought, what a great story that this shirt was loved by me, used for special occasions by me, and then got to be shared with the producer. And what's interesting is this particular producer is somebody that I've worked with for 15 years because she was one of the producers of Knitting Daily TV as well. So I've actually known her for a very long time, and I just thought it was really cool to be able to share it with her. So she said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Absolutely. Here is the shirt. Wear it in good health." Isn't that a great story? Hi, Anna Maria. I have another story to share with you too. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Thank you, sweet Melissa. Yes, that is it. I don't remember the book or the movie that well, but I did remember the title and the gist of it when she was admiring the shirt. So isn't that a great story? I thought that was really fun. I enjoyed being the giver in that story. I enjoyed it very much. Hi, Karen. Yes, Carrie, it is beautiful here. So beautiful. Okay, so the other story I wanted to tell you was somebody on set asked me, was I ever nervous going on camera? Because they like the fact that I don't get nervous and that I can just turn on like that, which, you know, if you do something thousands of times, of course you'll get comfortable in front of a camera. Anybody would get comfortable doing something thousands of times. Anyway, they said, what was it like the first time you were on set and the first time you were on a TV show? And I said, I'm glad you asked because it is a great story. So I was actually incredibly nervous and was walking around, you know, the other parts of the studio, not on set, but just walking around trying to convince myself to calm the heck down. And I walked into, and I ended up looking up, and it was a studio that had really high ceilings and like rafters up there, and there was this white material of flocking up there. It was white and fluffy, and I don't know, it's probably some sort of soundproofing, insulation, something. And I remember looking up at it and saying to myself, wow, it looks like angel wings. I'm going to take that as a sign that I'm not here alone, that I am protected by people that love me and angels, and I'm going to be just fine. And for some reason, seeing that white flocking calmed me down and made me feel like it was a sign that something really great was going to happen and that I was not going to need to be nervous anymore. So very comforting to me. So then I go into the studio and do my job, do a great job. Wasn't nervous once I got out there. Then the next cast member that was coming in to film. She was kind of a gruff lady. You know, she wasn't on the sugary side. She was on the gruff side, kind of a city slicker type. And she walks in, like barges in there, and she goes, and she looks up and she goes, "What the heck is this?" She didn't say heck, but you know what I mean. She goes, "What the heck is this? Is this asbestos and we're all gonna die?" And I thought it was so interesting that I had looked at that same thing and taken it as such an incredible sign and in such a positive thing, and she had looked at it in the opposite way. And I thought, and it just was one of those moments that I'll never forget in my life. Your perspective is everything. How you and your spin on things is everything. The same thing can happen to two people, and one person can handle it one way and another person can handle it a different way, just because of their perspective. And that has stayed with me for 15 years, because this was about 15 years ago when that happened. And I'll never forget that flocking. I'll never forget it as long as I live, because I truly looked at it as angel wings and feathers and a sign. And when I heard her, and she was joking, she probably didn't even mean what she said, but I don't know, it's such a special story to me. And anytime I can think of it and remember it, it does help me to look at things with a more positive spin. Yeah, and you know, we don't always remember to give ourselves great advice, right? Sometimes we do get caught up in our emotions, like I did this weekend. But when you can remember stories like that, it does help immediately, because once you remember that when things like that happen, it immediately reminds you, yes, I may not even be able to go from 0 to 100, right? 0 meaning negative, 100 being purely positive. You're not going to go from 0 to 100, but you may click up a couple of notches just by remembering a story where perspective was so obvious like that. So hopefully you enjoyed that story. I enjoyed remembering it as well, and I wasn't even thinking about it until someone asked me what it was like the first time, and I thought back and I was like, oh, that was actually an amazing moment. Yeah, the bugs are crazy here this morning. I'm guessing, unfortunately, it means that there's a lot of marine life that's probably died from the extreme red tide, but anyway, gross, right? Thanks, G. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So why don't we look up a quote now? I think we stopped with Marcus Aurelius last week. Yes, that's great advice too, Steffi. When you wake up, think of 5 things that you're grateful for every morning. That's wonderful. Okay, this one is from Mark Twain. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Wow, so true, right? Kindness is something that crosses all barriers. Anybody can feel kindness. Anybody. Animals, humans, anybody. Thank you, Mark Twain. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Yes, kindness crosses all boundaries. Just like I always say, human beings, we are more alike than we are different, and everybody can feel kindness. I don't care if you speak different languages. I don't care if you're in different parts of the world. Everybody can feel kindness. Oh, I love that one. So sweet. Gosh, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beach, some of my stories, and my little show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.